Welcome all to a special St. Patrick's Day episode of your favorite podcast. Targo, it's the one day a year you get to be Irish with me.
Okay.
Welcome to the club, my friend.
That.
And to that, special cheers to you, my friend. I'm taking a shot.
Isn't that what they say?
Yes, it is.
So what are you drinking for your St. Patty's Day episode, even though we're a day early?
So I just drank probably a double of Jameson. And then good old Guinness.
Irish to the bone, man.
To the bone. Surrounded by my Ireland jerseys, hat, and a dildo.
Get it.
Get it? It's
for those
a pickle.
Who aren't watching on
deer.
YouTube, it's a dill pickle with a baby deer.
Yeah, with a head and legs of a deer. Anyways, Targo, what are you drinking while you're Irish for one day?
Yeah, I'm drinking Crown Royal apple and some Sprite.
Whiskey and Sprite. Okay. I'll accept it.
Okay.
For this one.
I didn't have
This one
anything
time.
else, so.
Well, there's a reason why I'm 100% Irish and you are
I think my mom is a little Irish.
a little bit.
A little bit.
Okay, well, now you're full. Today and today only.
Okay.
But those are our brews. Let's get to some banter. St. Patrick's Day style. Welcome to Brews and Banter. Targo, today we are covering a preview of games March 16th to 20th, our predictions, and then we went a little St. Patrick's Day style today, the greatest green jerseys of all time. It's a little biased, but whatever. And then the greatest clubs to ever wear green, and then the greatest players to ever don an Ireland jersey. Let's get to it. We're going to start with the second leg of Europa League action.
Today, man.
Starting
today.
with, yeah, it is today. Union Saint-Gilloise against Union Berlin. This is 3-3 after the first leg. I mean, if this is anything like the first leg, I'm going to be excited to watch it.
I don't know who to pick to win this game, if I'm being honest. I don't know who's going to win.
I don't know either. I know who I'm going to pick, though.
I think I'll pick Union Berlin.
Okay. Keeping the Cinderella story going, huh?
Yeah, except every time I pick them to win or something, they don't.
Well, I'm going with Union Saint-Gilloise because I watched them in that first leg, and man, they look good going forward. So they're at home in Belgium. I think they get the win in this one. Next up, Fenerbahce against Sevilla. Sevilla's up 2-0 in this one. How do you see it going?
Sevilla, man. Can't bet against them in the Europa League.
One way
only.
Yeah, I'd pick Sevilla, as you would say, as the team I picked to win it.
That's right.
So I got to pick them.
Your team.
2-0 looked pretty favorable to me. However, this is in Turkey, and we've seen what Sevilla has done in second legs, making things interesting. So,
that's true. They did against PSV, right?
Yeah. Next up, we got Freiburg against Juventus. This one's in Germany. Juventus is up 1-0. How do you see it going?
Juve, man, they just got so much talent on that team. I can't bet against them. Honestly,
That's
the
really
way
hard to.
Angel Di Maria, man's been playing well. They got Dusan Vlahovic. Vlahovic. Yeah, man, I got to go with Juve.
Yeah. You forgot Federico Chiesa as well.
He hasn't been playing much, man. I keep looking for him. I'm like, where the heck's he at? Chiesa.
Yeah. I mean, he's great. He's a fantastic player. And if he's not playing and Juve are still doing well, it just shows you how deep their squad is. So,
I mean, when Italy won the Euros, he was my favorite player for them watching him.
Oh, yeah. He's super exciting to watch. I'm going to have to go with Juventus in this one, too. I just think they got too much quality to let this one slip. Next up, we got Ferencváros against Bayer Leverkusen. Leverkusen up 2-0 in this one. How do you see it going? This one's in Hungary, by the way. One way. And one way only.
Leverkusen, man.
Yeah, I agree. Leverkusen's too much for them. They may be disappointing in the Bundesliga this year, but they're showing their true colors in the Europa League so far.
Florian Wirtz, Moussa Diaby, they look pretty good in that first leg.
Yeah, especially a healthy Florian Wirtz. It's hard to bet against him. Next up, Arsenal against Sporting Lisbon. This one was 2-2 in the first leg in Lisbon, going back to the Emirates. Sporting exposed Arsenal on the counter in the first leg. Will they do it again, Targo?
They really did. I'm curious to see what kind of squad Arteta puts out there. If, we see a Kivior, Jorginho, or maybe Nketiah by that point.
Well, they played Crystal Palace on the weekend. Do you think that has any
I think it does. I really do. I mean, these games, going from Thursday to Sunday, that's quick turnaround time.
No travel this time, though.
No travel, but I do expect Arsenal to pull it out here at home. I'm rooting for them, being a fan.
Obviously. Sporting impressed me a lot in the first leg, but with Coates and their Japanese winger.
Couple suspensions, yeah.
They're both suspended. I think Arsenal have too much with those two suspended, and they're at home, and the Emirates has been a fortress this season, so I think Arsenal make it through. I think it'll be entertaining and close. Maybe 2-1, 3-1. Either way, I pick a victory for the Gunners. Next up, Real Betis against Manchester United. United's up 4-1 on this one. This is in Spain. Thoughts?
One way and one way only, man. I mean, they have to turn over a 3-goal deficit. That's going to be tough, even if it's in Spain.
I don't think so. I think this game will end in a draw, but United just have too much.
Yeah,
and they probably rest some of their players.
Through.
Casemiro will play since he's not suspended. And they get the victory. That's all she wrote.
Yep.
Real Sociedad against AS Roma. Roma winning in Rome 2-0. This one in Spain.
So I think Sociedad will probably win that game, but coming back from 2 goals, I think that's enough to give Roma enough of a cushion where they'll go through. So, for example, I think Sociedad might win 2-1 or
Sociedad have not been in good form lately.
No, they haven't.
I think you're onto something.
But so I think Sociedad will win that game, but Roma will go through.
Okay. I think Sociedad will win this game because Roma's form away from home is very sporadic. However, I think Sociedad win this 2-0, goes to extra time and PKs.
If you say Roma wins on PKs.
No, I think Sociedad will win on PKs. Like to keep you guessing on that one.
You did that last time. It's like, okay. I think it was for Man City.
Just get to your damn point.
Yeah.
Red Beard. Jesus.
Taking forever to say, okay, this team will win.
Yeah, right. Feyenoord against Shakhtar Donetsk. This one is in the Netherlands. 1-1 after the first leg. How do you see it going?
So when I watched that game, I thought Feyenoord were definitely the better team, so I expect them to go through. I know in that first game, Shakhtar got up early, and then Feyenoord had to fight back. But I think
honestly,
Feyenoord.
For me, Shakhtar were quite a bit lucky. I mean, this guy scored off his ass.
He really did. The diving header that hit him in the butt.
Yeah.
Oh,
They didn't deserve to tie that game. Feyenoord deserved to win that one.
Yeah. Yes, they did. That's why I think they will.
Being at home, I agree. I think they have too much quality for Shakhtar in this one. But last time I picked Rennes to beat Shakhtar at home, and they bottled it and lost in penalty kicks. So my record in picking things in the Europa League this season has not been good. Let's just say that. Except for Arsenal and Sevilla, I guess. Next up, we go to England. On St. Patrick's Day, March 17th, we have Nottingham Forest against Newcastle. Forest, the home team in this one. How do you see it going?
So yeah, Newcastle coming off a big win from against Wolves. Forest coming off a loss to Chelsea or no, Tottenham. So let's see if Newcastle, man, can keep that momentum because they need it to get in that top 4 fight.
Yeah, especially since they're only 4 points behind Tottenham with 2 games in hand. So essentially their Champions League destiny is in their hands.
But they got to win these games, yeah. I think they do. I think Newcastle does get a win here.
This one, to me, with the way Forest have been playing at home, it says a draw written all over it. Like a 1-1 draw. Newcastle struggled scoring this season. I mean, I understand Almiron found his scoring boots again. So did Alexander Isak in their game against Wolves, but this smells 100% like a draw to me. Next up on the 18th, we have Aston Villa against Bournemouth. Bournemouth just beating Liverpool in their last game, and Aston Villa drawing against lowly West Ham. How do you see it going?
I'm going to go for Villa.
Yeah?
Ollie Watkins, Leon Bailey, Emi Buendia. I think they're going to be too much for Bournemouth. Bournemouth, man, they have a hard time scoring goals.
They really do. And it really takes teams either falling asleep or bad giveaways for them to score at this point.
So I'm gonna go with Villa on this one.
I'm gonna have to agree with you. This one's at Villa Park. Villa at home are fantastic this season. Bournemouth are awful. And I mean awful away from home. So, that leads to one thing. A Villa win. Next up, we got Brentford against Leicester City. This one should be intriguing.
Yeah, so Brentford, they're playing at home where they play really well. And Leicester, dude, they're terrible right now. They've lost their last 4 games. I mean, what do you do if you're Brendan Rodgers, man? You've lost 4 games in a row, and now you have to go to Brentford.
He's got a great team, but his defense can't stop anything. He's got no one to score. Goals have kind of dried up on him.
They really have. And you think they're going to stop Ivan Toney and Bomo from getting in?
Well, I'm asking for your prediction, not mine. So
I think Brentford, man. I'm going for Brentford. Brentford at home or...
I see this going one way and one way only. Brentford losing once in their last 14 games, and they're at home where they have an impeccable record where their only loss is against Arsenal. I think Brentford wins this one. Ivan Toney is on fire this season. Fun fact, he scored 22 out of 22 penalties in his career for Brentford. Pretty damn good, I would say.
That is a great record, yeah.
Yeah. I think that Leicester City give up a penalty and Ivan Toney scores one, but I do think it's more like a 3-1 or 2-0. So it's not the only goal. Next up, we have Southampton, fresh off a draw against Manchester United against Tottenham, who beat Nottingham Forest at home 3-1. This one is at St. Mary's. How do you see it going?
Man, what Tottenham team are we going to get?
Great question. Great question.
That's always the question. Which Tottenham team are you going to get? One that beats Chelsea, the one that thrashes Nottingham Forest, or the one that loses to who'd they lose to? I can't remember. They lost recently though.
Sheffield United, Wolves.
It was the Wolves, yeah.
It still lost to Sheffield United as well, so.
And then a poor display in the Champions League to AC Milan. I mean,
their form away from home is pretty bad this season.
It is. But I do think they'll get the win. I'm going to go with Tottenham.
Yeah. It's definitely needed, I will say. I don't know. Do I go with my brain or my gut? Because on paper, my brain says Tottenham win this game. My gut says Tottenham away from home.
I was feeling a draw, if I'm being honest.
St. Mary's, Southampton need points for survival. they've had some upset wins this season. I mean,
They just got Chelsea. They got a draw against Man United.
Yeah. Draw against Man United, beat Chelsea at home.
Seem to do good against those big teams.
I'm going to go with the Southampton win in this one.
Okay.
Yeah. Going with my gut, not my brain. Next up, we have a 6-pointer towards the bottom of the table. Wolves against Leeds. This one is at the Molineux. Wolves sitting 27 points, but, I mean, they're only 5 points ahead of Leeds at this point.
Bro, that's that whole bottom 8 teams or whatever.
Sorry, I was wrong. 4 points ahead of Leeds at this point. But you're right. It's literally 12th to 20th. There's 5 points between them. It's huge. All these games matter a ton now because there's only, for a lot of these teams, 12 games left.
It's at the Molineux. I want to give it to Wolves. I know
they did beat Tottenham at the Molineux last time they played.
I know. I think it's going to be close. I almost want to say a draw.
Okay,
but I think Wolves might get all 3 points. So I'm going to go with Wolves with the 3-point win.
I hate to see Leeds in the relegation zone. They're such a big club. See them struggle for so long. I have to agree with you. I don't want to. But I think Leeds, what's going to happen is they're going to get relegated and they're going to regret firing Jesse Marsh.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
100%. Because with him, you give him a couple more games, and I bet they're not sitting where they are right now.
No, some of these
they've played. So
and let's look at some of their games that they've had. They've a draw, a loss, a win, a couple losses. Might throw another win or so in there. A couple draws.
Yeah. So I hate to see it, but I think Wolves have too much quality for them, especially at the Molineux, where they're not an easy team to beat.
No, and Luke T's been, like I said, man, he's a great coach. He's got them playing well.
What a hire for them, I will say. Next up, we have Chelsea against Everton. Chelsea flying high, 3 wins on the bounce. Everton fresh off beating Brentford side that hadn't lost in 13 games. How do you see this going?
So I had mentioned a couple weeks ago, Chelsea, man, their kind of run of games they had here. They had Leeds, Leicester, now Everton. Leeds and Everton at the Bridge. I think these are the games you have to judge Graham Potter on, if I'm being honestly. He should be winning these games. And so I think Chelsea should win this game.
I think you're 100% right. These are the games that Graham Potter should be judged on. With them winning 3 games and scoring, 6 goals in 3 games? Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. They're at the Bridge. Everton are not good at all away from home. I mean, out of their 6 wins, I believe all but 1 have come at home.
But yeah, so yeah, got to go with Chelsea.
This smells like a Chelsea blowout to me, where they find something that they haven't had in a while, and they just score a mess of goals.
A mess of goals. I like it.
Yeah. Like, it's going to get messy for Everton. Like, bad. And I think you were onto something when you said Chelsea will go on a run of 6-7 victories in a row. I do. Especially looking at their schedule. I think, yeah. You got 3. You're halfway there. I think this is number 4. I do. Next up, we have a very intriguing battle for, I guess, Europa League spots. Didn't think I'd say this before, but Liverpool against Fulham. Liverpool being the yo-yo team of the season, beating Manchester United 7-0 and then losing to the last place team in the league 1-0. Fulham losing 2 straight, 3-2 to Brentford, and 3-0 to top of the table Arsenal. How do you see this one?
Fulham have not looked good. Liverpool and Anfield, man, that's, again, they're a different beast when they're at Anfield. They have that home crowd behind them, kind of cheering them on. You could see it at Bournemouth. They didn't have that home crowd cheering them on, and it hurt them.
Big time.
I think I'm going to go with, I guess, the odds here and say Liverpool get 3 points. Obviously, on paper, they're favored.
Yeah. I think, for me, the problem is Liverpool seem to show up against the big teams, but anyone they think is below them, should be below them in the standings, they kind of fall asleep. Yeah. Fulham are 3 points behind Liverpool. Liverpool have a game in hand.
For me, it's the past couple performances from Fulham.
Yes, and that's where I was going to say Fulham, normally before these last two performances, I would have been like, yeah, they will surprise Liverpool. I'm going to go with the draw on this one. Liverpool against teams that aren't favored, when they're not the favorites, I should say, they don't play well. Or when they are the favorites. Yeah,
okay.
When they are the favorites. Yeah, I think Fulham have quality. They just haven't been playing well, and they're very leaky on defense. Liverpool are very inconsistent. I don't get it. So I'm going to go with the draw. And then on the 19th, we have Arsenal against Crystal Palace. Arsenal at home for the second game in a row after playing Sporting today. How do you see this one going?
Arsenal, man, top of the league.
Yeah, I see it's going one way and one way only. Arsenal at home, top of the league. Crystal Palace, poor form of late. They don't have a win this year, do they? Calendar year?
I don't know. They haven't won anything in their last 5.
Yeah. Arsenal making Fulham look like a Sunday League squad for a half of football.
Arsenal are 5 for 5 in their last games.
Yeah.
Last 5 Premier League games, 5 wins.
I think they win. I think they win this one. End up going 8 points ahead of City. Yeah. Speaking of City, we have the FA Cup quarterfinals this weekend. On the 18th, we have Manchester City against former player, now turned coach Vincent Kompany's Burnley squad. I'm very excited to watch this match.
Burnley, man, flying high in the championship.
Yeah, flying high. Vincent Kompany has them purring. Manchester City in the FA Cup. Are they going to play all their starters? I guess their bench is still probably stronger than the entire Burnley squad. But which Manchester City squad shows up for this game?
The one that wins.
I love the drama of the FA Cup. I do. It's one of those competitions where most people are like, it's the FA Cup.
I don't think you'll get any drama in this game.
The semifinals, then I'll pay attention.
I don't think you'll get any drama in this one, though.
I think this one will go to a replay.
Tie, huh?
That is the drama. That's all I got. The drama. I think Manchester City eventually goes through. But I think Vincent Kompany knows this team better than most coaches would.
He was at Man City a long time.
Yeah. And I think Burnley get a draw out of this one. All right. On the 19th, we have Brighton against the surprise outfit of the season, Grimsby Town, out of the, what is that, League One?
I don't know. I know they're the surprise outfit, in the FA Cup.
Yeah. Maybe League Two. I don't know. Anyways, I see it's going one way only in Brighton.
Yeah, Brighton.
I'm going Evan Ferguson gets at least one, maybe two.
Matoma.
Yeah, Matoma. I can keep going. Solly Marsh.
Pascal Gross.
Yeah. Keep going. You go on forever. Next
up,
we have Sheffield United hot off winning against Spurs, playing a resurgent Blackburn squad. I only put this on here because you remember when Blackburn used to be good?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Seems like ages ago.
It really does. Thierry Henry was still playing for Arsenal.
Yeah. I miss
Morten Gams Pedersen.
Yeah, the red and white half and half jerseys. Or blue and white. Sorry.
Yeah.
It was red and black was their away kit. Yeah. How do you see this one going? I mean, both teams are in the championship, both towards the top of the table. Should be good.
Honestly, Sheffield surprised me with their win against Tottenham. I mean,
they're at home, yeah. And
they
beat Tottenham.
They beat Wrexham.
Tottenham are allergic to trophies, so.
Well, Blackburn aren't. They've won some here.
Yeah.
But I want to go Sheffield, man.
Yeah.
I'd like to say
honestly,
Blackburn.
It's hard for me to pick between these two teams. I mean, both of them are towards the top of the championship right now. Blackburn have been looking good of late. Sheffield United beat Tottenham. And Blackburn's sitting in 5th. They're 9 points behind Sheffield United, I guess. So, not as close as I thought.
Going to Sheffield then as well?
I'm going to go with Blackburn on this one, just because you went with Sheffield.
Okay.
And we'll probably be watching this together, so then I can tell you I told you so. Or you can tell me. Either one.
You wish, my friend. You wish.
Next up, we have a battle at Old Trafford of Fulham against Manchester United. This should be fun to watch.
I'm going to go with Man United just because it's at Old Trafford. And it seems, I'm guessing Ten Hag will play a pretty strong squad. He might want a second trophy. I'm going to go Man United.
Okay. It's hard for me to pick against Manchester United, but Casemiro suspended for this one.
Isn't that weird how you can get a red card in a league game and you're suspended for the FA Cup, League Cup?
Yeah.
But then you get a red card in the League Cup and you're not suspended in the Premier League? Makes no sense.
It doesn't make any sense to me.
Like Nick Pope. Why Nick Pope shouldn't have been suspended for that League Cup game in the final?
No, he shouldn't have. But it's because it's a domestic competition. I will say, looking at it now, I apologize. The Fulham and Liverpool game in the Premier League on the 18th is postponed because of this game. Right. Literally the next day.
I was going to say.
So that is my mistake. That is my mistake. There will be no game at Anfield this weekend. So Liverpool probably needs a weekend off, I'll be honest with you, before the international break.
They have to play.
Yeah. I think Manchester United have too much. Casemiro will definitely play, and we know what he does for that squad. Completely changes them. Because he won't be playing
though.
Sorry.
Yeah, you're getting it all wrong here, dude.
God. Must
be Guinness. It was that Jameson, huh?
Yeah. No, I got distracted with the Liverpool and Fulham. So
how about this? Let's just move on to the Bundesliga.
Fine. Fulham win. Let's go to Germany. On the 18th, we got VfL Bochum against RB Leipzig.
RB Leipzig,
going anything other than one way and one way only?
No, I don't. Leipzig looked impressive against Mönchengladbach, so.
Let's skip to the team that hasn't won in 2 after winning every game this calendar year. Borussia Dortmund against Cologne. Dortmund are at home. Same thing?
Yeah, they need a game at home. Cologne are in 12th. Dortmund in 2nd now, man. Now they were tied on points with Bayern Munich in 1st. And I know I had asked you the question, do you think this is the year Bayern Munich don't win it? And you said, no, Bayern Munich are going to win it. Yeah. But hopefully Dortmund, I think they'll win that game. Keep the pressure at least on them. Keep it interesting.
I agree. Just because they're at home, I don't see any way they lose this game.
Yeah.
On the 19th, we have another tough test for the Cinderella story Union Berlin as they play Eintracht Frankfurt.
This is a huge game.
Huge game, especially since Union Berlin haven't won in 4 games.
I don't know who's going to win that one, man. I'm going to go with a draw. I'm going to cop out.
I hate to say it. I really do. I think Frankfurt will win this game.
Really?
Yeah. Kolomwani is too good. His form is
so
too good.
Right?
Union Berlin, their form has been shit. Frankfurt win this game.
Okay.
I hate to say it. So that moves us on to the big game of the weekend. We have underperforming Bayer Leverkusen in the Bundesliga against top of the table, where they always are and have been for what seems like forever, Bayern Munich. How do you see this one going?
Bayern Munich have only lost 2 games this season.
Yeah, but they've drawn 7.
Leverkusen have lost 10.
Is this the game where Dortmund leveled them on points again?
If Leverkusen can get a draw, Leverkusen have looked good the past couple weeks, I will say. They look good in the Europa League and Bundesliga.
They were in 12th a couple weeks ago. They're up to 9th now.
How do you say no to Bayern Munich, though, man? Again, I say this every week. It's hard. It's like, at this point, why do we even cover Bayern Munich games? They should win.
Because they happen? I don't know.
At least, like last week, Augsburg made it interesting. Got the first goal.
Yeah, they made it more interesting than PSG did.
Yeah. Bayern Munich, man.
I'm going to go to the draw. Just to keep the title race fun.
I hope it is. I hope it is a draw to keep the title race interesting.
I think Bayer Leverkusen, they're a good squad. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, yeah, they definitely have good players.
Shit. They've been shit in the Bundesliga for how good they are as a team.
Well, they only have 1 loss in their last 5 games.
But they've also lost as many games as they've won in the Bundesliga. So.
Oh, you're not wrong. Yeah.
Yeah.
10 wins and 10 losses. Yeah. All right.
So let me say that again. They've been shit in the Bundesliga this year. I think this is a draw. Yeah.
Okay.
I think
after all that downplaying 2-2. Leverkusen.
Well, I just had to state the facts. That they have sucked in the Bundesliga. There's no way they should have 10 wins and 10 losses. Let's just say that. And last but not least, we got Mainz against Freiburg. Freiburg desperately needing a win. Mainz sitting in 7th.
I'm going to go with a draw.
Yeah.
Mainz, this is, what place are they in? Freiburg's in 5th, Mainz in 7th. Mainz have not lost a game in their last 5, 4 wins and a draw.
Mm-hmm.
So they're in good form. I think
they very much are. Freiburg, not so much.
Not as much, no. They got 3 wins and 2 draws. So again, not terrible, which is why I say a draw.
Okay, 3 wins and 3 draws, huh? Yeah. Freiburg away from home, not convincing. My gut says Mainz are going to win this one. I'm going to stick with it.
Just like your Union Berlin, Frankfurt.
Yep.
All right.
However, I'm more confident Frankfurt will win that game than I am that Mainz will win this one. So, anyways, over to La Liga. Targo, what we got?
La Liga, man. On the 18th of March, we have Atletico Madrid against Valencia. So Atletico, they're in 3rd place on 45 points. Flying high. Valencia, 17th place. So they're out of the relegation zone, man. Good for Valencia.
Very good.
Definitely feel like they're a team that shouldn't be in the relegation zone. They got 2 wins out of their last 5. How do you see it going? 1 way?
One way and one way only.
Even that little one hand up, yeah.
Just one. I think this will be closer than most people think, but I still think Atletico wins. Yeah.
Agreed. Yeah. Hard not to bet against them right now. Real Sociedad plays Elche. Elche, man. They're in last place. They got 2 wins this season. One of them is they got 1 win in their last 5 games. Real Sociedad are not in the best of form. Also only have 1 win in their last 5 games. But they really should.
This is perfect timing for Real Sociedad.
Turn the season.
Perfect timing. They need a victory bad. They're at home against last place Elche. Real Sociedad wins this one.
They need an emphatic win too, like a 3-0.
Like 100%. I mean, they were, at 1 point, 5 points ahead of Atletico Madrid, and now they're behind them.
Yeah, they were in
Level on
third.
points. So
yeah, Sociedad need to win that one. I think they will.
they need it bad.
But on the 19th, man, the big one. El Clásico!
Yes.
Real Madrid, Barcelona.
To decide the title.
Oh, you think this decides the title? If Barca win it, I think...
If Barca win, this decides the title because they're 9 points up. They win this, that's 12. 12 points.
12 points.
We're talking 10 points for
played.
Napoli, 12 points for Barcelona with the best defense in Europe right now in La Liga.
It's crazy. They are fantastic defensively in La Liga. Only 8 goals against, man. That's wild.
They also have more 1-0 wins than any club in the world right now.
They really do. That's not an exaggeration.
It's
1-0, man.
Yeah.
Like I said, there was
I
a
would
glitch.
guess out of their 21 wins, probably 18 are 1-0.
I don't know about that. I was going to say like 8 or 9.
It's at least 10. I feel like it's been every win for this calendar year.
I mean, last
Real
weekend,
Madrid.
it was a glitch in the Matrix. Another Sergio Busquets, Rafinha. Having deja vu on that. But who do you got, man?
Third time's a charm?
Barca, Real Madrid. Who do you got in this one?
This one's at Camp Nou.
Yep, it's in Barcelona.
Henri said it best. Everybody in the world fears Real Madrid. Real Madrid fear Barcelona. You know, Lewandowski's healthy for this game.
Yeah, he played in the last one.
Is Pedri healthy?
Pedri, I don't know.
Okay.
I know Lewandowski is.
Okay. Pedri, for me, is probably more important for that Barcelona squad. I'm going to go with 2 wins on the bounce for Real Madrid.
You're going with Real Madrid.
Beat Liverpool midweek. They beat Barcelona on the weekend. I'm going for it. Make this title race interesting. For the love of God, Real Madrid. Who do you got?
Don't make me laugh. You're going to make my cough come back, man. I did not expect you to pick Real Madrid, if I'm being honest. I thought you were going to say Barcelona.
You're welcome.
You threw me for a curveball because I'm going to say Real Madrid.
Maybe it's the booze talking.
Yeah, we'll see if it helps you. But I'm going Real Madrid too, man. I want to make this title race more interesting.
Woo!
So we agree.
Hot damn.
I know.
You're picking against Barcelona at home? I never thought I'd see the day.
They're cheaters, man. Cheaters.
They are. They're dirty, dirty cheaters. Yeah. I think you're onto something. I think this is where the title race gets interesting. However, I think this game is literally like 1-0.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I think it'll be close.
Yeah. But I can't wait to see it. It's on ESPN Plus. I'm sure it's on at about noon or 1 on the 19th. Check it out. Let us know what you guys thought of the game. We definitely will be paying attention to it and watching.
This is one that we don't miss. Yeah.
Yep, 100%. All right, over to Italy in the Serie A. On the 18th, we have Udinese against AC Milan. What you got?
Bro, which AC Milan team is going to show up?
Well,
I don't know either.
I know about as much as what I just deciphered from the noise coming out of my mouth. So
I'm going to go with a draw.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know what AC Milan, you confuse me, man.
They're literally Tottenham. AS Roma is the Tottenham of.
Ouch! Disrespecting Romans.
They at least have won a trophy. I get it. Just ask Jose Mourinho. I think he'll agree with me, except for the trophy.
He's coached at both those teams, so hey.
Yep. I'm gonna go the draw. Udinese have 11. 11 draws, that is. It's the most likely result. So trust my brain over my gut in this one.
Okay.
On the 19th, we have Torino at home against Napoli. You see this going any other way but then one way only?
I'm going to say Torino gets a draw here, man.
Woo!
I'm going to say Torino gets a draw. They're coming off 2 wins. They're not playing terribly. They're in 8th place in Serie A. I think they get a draw, man. I'm going to go for it. They're at home.
Okay. I'm still going one way and one way only. And Napoli wins this one to further increase their lead.
Okay.
Next up, we have a top-of-the-table clash. 3rd against 5th. Lazio against AS Roma.
This is a derby match.
This is a Rome derby. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
2 points separate them.
Yeah, they're close. Rome, like you say, man, they're hot and cold. They're up and they're down. I don't know which one. I'm gonna go with Lazio.
Ooh, you're picking Lazio to jump up potentially into 2nd.
Yep, I'm gonna go with Lazio.
Okay. I'm gonna go draw on this one. It's a derby. Gonna be a lot of cards, a lot of fouls, probably some fighting. Be heated, a lot of passion, and 2-2.
2-2. That's a good draw at least.
Yeah. Next up, we have a derby of sorts. Inter Milan against Juventus. Would be 2nd, if not for cheating, against 2nd. How do you see this going?
So here's what I gotta say. Inter, they've also been up and down. I feel like they create so many chances that they don't put away.
They do.
But for Juve, I feel like Juve's defense is not the best. They let in goals. No. Juve lets in goals. They have 22 goals against. But I do think Juve gets the win. I'm going to go Juventus.
Inter has 30 goals against.
That's why I think Juve. I'm going to go with a Juve win.
Okay.
Final answer.
This is a tale of 2 teams, right? So you have a team that creates a lot of chances, but doesn't capitalize on them. And you get a team that doesn't create a lot of chances, but capitalizes on all of them. The latter being Juventus, the team that doesn't create many chances, but seems to score on 1 chance. And Inter having a plethora and not scoring and missing sitters, quite honestly. And their 2 forwards are
Lautaro Martinez.
Terrible, and Romelu Lukaku. If it's not for penalties, I think Lukaku's looking like trash, to be honest with you. I'm going to agree with you.
Juve, huh?
I think Juve get this one, but I think it's against the run of play. I think Inter dominate this one because they're at the San Siro, but Juve catch them on the counter, and I think they win 2-1.
Okay.
Jumping Lazio into first place. Second place, sorry. First place for all the teams remaining because Napoli have already won the title. So, all right, let's jump over to Ligue 1 and the only game that really matters: PSG against Rennes. How do you see this going?
One way and one way only. Yep.
Yeah, PSG at home, Parc des Princes. I agree. This is the Messi and Mbappe show. Rennes are not doing great in Ligue 1 this year. PSG, it makes me sad, I'll be honest with you, that a team with the caliber of players as PSG sucks so bad in Europe, but they're so good at, like, they don't have to try domestically. Like, it's awful.
Yeah. Like to see a little bit more competition there in France for sure.
Yeah. So that's what I got. I think PSG win this one as well. So moving on. In honor of St. Patrick's Day, at least here in the U.S. I know they don't celebrate it in Ireland, but those of us who are descendants off the boat wanted to do something fun. So, Targo, I asked you for something that would be fun. Let's start with the best footballers to ever don an Ireland jersey. Who you got for me?
I'll start at the bottom because we all know who number 1 is.
Mm-hmm.
So the best players come out of Ireland. Number 5, I have Mr. Damien Duff. He was
Solid
a fun
choice.
winger. Yeah, you remember watching him for Chelsea. He was there during that Jose Mourinho era, won the title.
Manchester City as well.
Yep, but he had 100 appearances for the Republic of Ireland, 8 goals, so not the best record. But yeah, he played for a host of Premier League teams, Blackburn, Chelsea, Newcastle, Fulham. Obviously most notable, like I said, at Chelsea when he was signed by Claudio Ranieri. And then he was there when Jose Mourinho came in. So he's my number 5, Damien Duff.
Solid choice.
Who's your number 5?
My number 5 is Paul McGrath. He is a Aston Villa legend, but also played at Manchester United under Sir Alex Ferguson. Sold by Sir Alex, he had 163 appearances and 12 goals for Manchester United and 252 appearances and 9 goals for Aston Villa. He won the FA Cup with Manchester United and the League Cup with Aston Villa.
Okay.
Yeah. Solid, but his personal life tarnished his legacy. So as a footballing standpoint, yes. We're going all around person. Probably wouldn't be in my top 5. All right. Number 4, Targo.
So my number 4, I might get some slack for this, but my number 4 is Roy Keane.
You're getting slack right now. What the literal F?
So
Roy Keane?
Roy Keane.
Number 4?
Number 4.
Blasphemy.
He's a midfielder.
Blasphemy.
Obviously played for Manchester United. For Ireland, for Republic of Ireland, he had 64 appearances, 9 goals. He was enforcer in midfield. He won 19 trophies with Manchester United and is inducted into the Premier League Hall of Fame. But yeah, he's my number 4.
Quick question. Does anybody ahead of him on your list have more trophies than he does?
Probably not.
Then you're wrong. You're wrong. Your rankings are shit.
I'm not a big Roy Keane fan. I'm just not. I thought Patrick Vieira did it better than him, was smoother on the ball.
I'm not disagreeing with you one bit.
I think Casemiro
But as far
is better
as
than
Irishmen
him.
go,
Busquets,
as far as Irishmen go, Roy Keane with up there with the best of them.
Well, I think my number 3, I have a soft spot for him.
Okay. I understand. And I didn't put him on mine because he's on yours, so I get it. My number 4 is John Giles. Probably haven't heard of him because he existed in the footballing world before either one of us were born. ×2. His glory days were in the 60s and 70s. The Ireland and Leeds United midfield legend started his career at Manchester United, won about every domestic trophy there was, went to Leeds in the 60s and 70s, making 525 appearances, scoring 114 goals, but mostly considered as the man who put Leeds United on the map. And as a player who can put an entire club on the map, deserves to be pretty high on my list.
Damn. So my number 3, like I said, I have a soft spot for him. He's a goalkeeper, Mr. Shay Given. I love Shay Given, man. He has 134 appearances for Ireland, second most of any player. He played for a host of Premier League teams.
Newcastle United.
Most notably
legend.
At Newcastle. Yeah.
Legend.
He was at Man City, Aston Villa. He got his start for Blackburn. But he wasn't a tall goalkeeper. I know he got a lot of slack for that. He wasn't even 6 foot, I don't think. But man, I thought he was a fantastic goalkeeper. I loved watching him for Newcastle.
in my opinion, one of the greatest shot stoppers of all time.
He was fantastic.
So good.
I know you like to give love to goalies, so I gave love to a goalie on my list.
Thank you, my friend. He's got a soft spot in my heart, too. And, yeah. If it wasn't for a crappy Irish team in front of him, could have done great things for Ireland, but here we are. My number three is a Arsenal legend, Liam Brady. Thank you, my friend, for saving him for me.
Yeah, I didn't put him on my list.
Famously named Chippy for his love of fish and chips. Fun
hilarious.
Fact. Yeah. He is an Arsenal youth product, won the FA Cup in 1979. But he also played for Juventus, won 2 Serie A titles, and Inter Milan. He made 235 appearances for the Gunners, scoring 43 goals. And by many Irish folks, he is considered the Irish Maradona because of the similarities in the styles of play, not because he's as good as Maradona. I just want to make that clear. But I love Liam Brady. He's fantastic.
All right.
Who's your number 2, Targo? This is going to make me... I got to get in the mindset for this one.
My number 2, man, he's Republic of Ireland's all-time goal scorer with 68 goals and 146 appearances. He captained the national team for 10 years, played for a host of Premier League clubs, did it in MLS, Mr. Robbie Keane. Arguably had the best celebration in all of football. I know you don't like him, but man, he had the best celebration. You can't deny that. Robbie Keane, man, he played for...
The only thing he had was a celebration. He had to go to the MLS to win a trophy.
Okay. But he played for Wolves, Leeds, most notably at Spurs, and I would say Liverpool. And then went back to Leeds, I think. He played for West Ham, Aston Villa. Who else did he even had a few appearances for Inter Milan? But yeah, LA Galaxy, man. And he scored a total of 325 goals in his career. Mr. Robbie Keane.
Yeah, the Keno that deserves to not be on your list. I can't stand him. Can't stand him. He's a great finisher, but I can't stand it. I don't like him. I hate him.
Why do you hate him?
It's probably a giant bias towards Arsenal.
It is.
Or the
100%.
Sounders even. I don't know why I hate him, but I don't like him. So that's what you get from me. He's not even on my top 5, even though he's Ireland's top
all-time goal scorer.
My number 2 is Roy Keane. As said before, 19 trophies, more than everybody else. Hands down. Number 1, I know both of ours are the same, so let me hear it.
Pele's great. Maradona's good. George is best. Mr. George Best.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Yeah. George Best, greatest Irishman to ever grace the pitch. Hands down.